Season 4 tier list. New hero Demon. World Cup is happening also during these days, so don't forget to hop on Twitch, connect your Twitch account to your Battle.net account, and farm the drops. A lot of drops happening. Season 4 tier list for supports. Let's go. We're going to be starting with S tier lobby admin. First up, we have Jetpack Cat. I don't think I've ever seen a hero being more banned than this one and most picked. Like, Cat has been dominating the lobbies and she's absolutely a menace. She got some nerfs, okay? So she got released in Season 4 with a bunch of buffs. You could, like, move a little bit faster and stuff. She got, like, some tiny nerfs to her transportation, if I'm not mistaken. And Blizzard kind of, like, dropped the hotfix, nerfed the cat a little bit. I still personally think that she's incredible. And the reason why I think she's incredible is roughly same reason as to why I also think that Kiri's still incredible. This is why I'm putting her in S tier, because of the survivability that these two supports bring. You're going to be seeing that right now, a lot of heroes that I played are incredibly deadly at eliminating supports if you catch them, and Cat and Kiri are two of the heroes that have the highest survivability in the entire game on supports. They just run away. Cat is just gonna stay in the ceiling. Kiri will TP away. So they have like a lot of similarities, but the idea is that I want you all to notice is they survive a lot. They punish a lot. Cat can just yoink somebody off the map or pull somebody to your team. Kiriko won it with one of the strongest ultimates in the game. So this is why I gotta put these heroes up in S tier. Next up, we have the solid tier list. Lucio. A lot of the times, Lucio's role is to just speed boost people around. But I do feel that although he works like in team comps that benefit a lot from speed boost, you're going to be seeing the tanks that are going to be played that I consider strong do require speed boost. He's also insane at surviving, and I think that he has some pretty good dual potential. If you pick Lucio on fast game modes, on fast maps, like I'm talking Flashpoint, I'm talking King of the Hill, I'm talking Push, you're going to be getting a lot of value out of this hero no matter what. Next up, we have Juno. We have a combo. If Demon ults and Juno right clicks, you one-shot 250 HP heroes or lower HP heroes than that. Like, it's a sick combo to pull off. Demon needs speed boost in case Lucio's banned. Juno's like a good alternative with speed boost and stuff. She has okay survivability. She also got like a small buff on her toggle missiles. You can cast them a little bit faster. Overall, I think she's a good pick. You might struggle with her if the enemies just decide that you're public enemy #1 and decide to just send 3 people to take you down. But if they ignore you or you only have 1 or 2 players going for you, a good Juno should survive and get a lot of value. Next up, we have Mizuki. He's kind of like falling a little bit out of the strongest supports in the game category, in my opinion. I do play a lot of Mizuki. Mizuki has been my highest win rate hero for the past 2 seasons. Last season I almost finished with 67% win rate on him. No meme. Almost 67%. I got 66. The thing is, players have realized how to counter him. Mizuki is weak if you walk up to him and start smacking. Right? You go with Reinhardt, you go with Ramatra, you just go and start smacking, melee range. He can't brawl that well. And this is why Mizu's like kind of falling a little bit out of the meta. I do think that Mizu alongside Cat these two heroes probably have like the highest solo carry potential out of supports currently in the game compared to like how much effort they have to put in versus the value that they get. If you play Mizuki and you want to climb, you could always just use your Katashiro return, you know, that Ankh thingy that you cast, go and look for a pick with your chain, TP back to your teammates. You will see that you're going to be getting so many kills and you're going to be starting the team fight 5 versus 4 for your team. It's going to be insane. I think Mizuki is still a super hard carry in ranked, but players have discovered how to counter him a little bit. Roughly same argument can be made for Brig. Brig, my opinion, is a little bit of a more defensive Mizuki. She doesn't have the offensive potential that Mizu has, as in she can't look for opening picks unless the enemies make a mistake, because she doesn't have the chain. But if it comes down to brawl, I would prefer a Brig starting to brawl with me with her rally rather than with Mizuki's ult. So Brig is an okay pick, played more as bodyguards to heroes like Juno or heroes like Ana, or maybe as a counter pick to Diva or Ball in case you don't want to play Mizu. You need to think about when you want to look in this hero. Otherwise, you'll just get spammed out by a Freya, smiley face, and then you'll just die. Next up, we have Wuyang. Wuyang, in my opinion, is still a good hero overall. It's just that right now, it's impossible to land a lot of shots. I mean, it's not impossible, it's way harder. Everybody just moves so fast, they're in the air. They have 5, 6, 4 dashes. Like, you do get huge numbers out of him. The problem is that I feel like they're a little bit lower than the previous seasons. People have gotten used to like dodging the balls. Players got better at dodging the amount of shots that you can put into the enemies. He's still an okay pick. I consider Wuyang. He's never a bad pick. Sometimes he's the best pick. He's more like, I don't know, he's okay. And his ultimate is also pretty good. Next up, surprisingly here, I'm gonna be putting Zen in solid. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of Zen players in a lot of games, and I think I checked his win rate a couple of weeks ago too, and he had one of the highest win rates. The reason why is because Zen, if you go on him one by one, 1v1. Good Zen players know how to position, know the maps where to play from, do participate in bans to make sure that they don't get completely counter-picked, and they do tend to like win the 1v1s, or at least they represent a big threat to the one that comes into 1v on them. So what he should do is send 2 people for the Zen or 3 people for the Zen, where the problem is that this is ranked. If you're playing, you might be playing Ramatra with, I don't know, Freya the Sojourn, or I don't know, Sojourn Cassidy with Ramatra. Zen is just safe in the back, putting the Discord orb, spamming you non-stop. The Tactician passive is super good on him too, by the way. I feel like good Zenyatta players have transcendence like this, and as long as the enemies don't have 2 flanking DPSs or a flanking DPS and a diving tank, then Zen players are kind of like eating well, in my opinion. A little bit annoying to play with if you're the other support. Like, you can't play Zen Cat, but you can play some Zen Kiri. Next up, Ana. I do play Ana sometimes. I think she's uphill battle almost every time that you pick her. It's hard to get value out of her. You need to land impossible shots, but god damn it, she's fun. You can still get value out of Ana on long-range sideline maps. I'm thinking about Junkertown, I'm thinking about Havana. Also on classical strong Ana maps where if you start on defense, on payload/hybrid, you can have easy ways to like land grenades. Maps like Paraiso, which got reworked, it's a good Ana map. Maps like Iconwald, maps like Gibraltar. So if you want to play Ana, participate in the map picks, participate in the ban system for the heroes, and also, my opinion, to get value out of her insane is think if you have a good target to nano boost. Alright, and lastly, we have Lifeweaver in the solid tier. I don't think Lifeweaver is a liability. I don't think that he's a carry. I don't think that he's bad. I don't think that he's good. I think he's okay. I think that Lifeweaver, especially with the life grip change that he just got right now, which, by the way, I know what you're saying. I've been reading a lot of comments, and I do hope that Blizzard will listen. I'm chatting about like that life grip thing that when you pull someone, you can cancel by pressing spacebar, and a lot of players really dislike playing Lifeweaver right now because their teammates just instantly escape from the life grip. And it was a good pull. They should give you the option to change the key binding to, I don't know, interact or another key. So in case you get pulled, you don't press space. Because I do press space in combat as well. And a lot of the times, pull just gets cancelled accidentally. He has good healing, honestly. Good survivability. Ultimate is okay. It's just that everybody else does whatever he does a little bit better. I think you're okay if you're playing Lifeweaver. Alright, next up, only if you main them. Or I would say, in this case, if literally any other option is absolutely exhausted. And because of that, I have to put like Moira over here, and only if you main them, only if you know what you're doing, only if your back is against the wall and you have no other pick, you're dying a lot, you're dying a lot, your team needs a lot of healing. Overall, an okay pick, but I'd gotta pick somebody like Weyoung, for instance, if I want to have more carry potential. I think that at times when Moira could flank behind and 1v1 people, I kind of like disappearing slowly but surely with how mobile everybody is and how many escapes we have and stuff like that. So yeah, I do think that she needs maybe a bit of help here and there. Next up, Ilagi. I'm kind of disappointed to see that Ilagi is over here in B tier, but I am not seeing anybody get value out of Ilagi. You require so much effort. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so hard to land shots. If you play aggressive, you get punished instantly. You're gonna see like the heroes are gonna be played and from DPSs and tanks, so it's not a good meta for you to actually punish somebody. And the ultimate, it's not impossible to get value out of, but it's hard, bro. If you have good ults, you should do okay, but I have not seen big explosions with Ilagi's ult. I think it's hard to get value out of the ultimate and it's hard to land shots, so I'm gonna have to put her here. Next up, we have Mercy. Mercy excels in metas in which hit scans are absolutely dominant, even like in double hit scan meta and stuff, you know, like, I don't know, Sojourn Freya, for instance. But you'll see that a lot of the DPSs that I played don't need a damage boost. And the reality is that DPSs right now have an insane amount of damage to be able to melt through the insane amount of HP that tanks have. So damage boost is slowly but surely not becoming a necessity for DPSs to actually have some good breakpoints, you know? You can live with Mercy. You'll do a lot of healing. You can still get a lot of value if you play with a Sojourn, if you play with a Freya, if you have a good pocket target. But if you pick Mercy to peel for a support or to play for a tank, you're better off playing other supports. And lastly, we have Baptiste, who I think desperately needs some buffs. I love playing Bap. I think Bap is one of my best heroes, and I miss playing him. Like, he needs more bullets. I don't know, the rocket boots added to the base kit I don't know what he needs. The only time when you see Bop being locked in a lot is when Kigi's banned. Yeah, that's about it. When Kigi's banned, then you want to play like Broly kind of comp, but even then it's pain. I would not be surprised if Blizzard would consider a rework for Baptiste in the next years. I don't think they'll do it. They haven't mentioned anything. I'm just thinking about it, but I do feel like his skit right now in the state that the game is, especially the window, is pretty hard to get value out of with everybody just zooming everywhere. All right, that's about it for supports. So these are the DPSs. So first things first, Blizzard loves Tracer. She's strong, and they make her stronger, and she's eternally picked. She's insane. She can win almost every 1v1, can force the point, can get back to the fights fast, has one of the fastest charging ultimates in the game that can one-shot a lot of heroes, is insane, works in almost every team comp, almost every map, and they keep buffing her. I think that Tracer is ridiculous. Be creative with her, and you'll see that you will contest like any single team comp, and you're gonna be doing insane with this hero. Next up, I have to put Xion. Is, I would say, a hybrid between Tracer and Cassidy. She's fast. Her ultimate is not the highlight, but she's fast. She's fast, she's hard to hit, deals a serious amount of damage. She got some nerfs, you know, like the bike, I think impact zone is a little bit different. After her release, she got some nerfs to her execution, which is the X thingy that she does, and deals more damage to lower HP targets or something like that. But I still think that she's ridiculous. I love playing with a good Xion in my team. All right, next up, this is a little bit of support bias. Every support main knows that right now playing against Freya is painful. It is absolutely painful. It's like I'm being bombarded constantly, bro. Like, I land every shot, I reload, somebody dies. Or I die. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like a flying Junkrat. She's good on maps where she has good sidelines to spam. For instance, Circuit Royale. You know, you don't have like a lot of places to hide, places where you can like go on rooftops and stuff. Like, I think she's kind of okay on the router for his point. She doesn't excel on like close corridor maps. You're better off going with more Broly heroes. But overall, the experience for like playing against the Freya is so stressful. And you know what sucks? That it forces you as a support to play heroes that can out-heal the amount of damage that she does. A bit of bias here for me putting her in S tier. I don't think she's like conquering every single lobby, but is she annoying and stuff? Yes. Should you play Freya? Yes. I do think that you will make a lot of supports rage. Next up, we have the solid tier. As always, Sojourn is a good pick. Sojourn, the hit scan that has one of the best ultimates, insane mobility, has insane range, has good duel potential, just overall a very well rounded hero in every rating, in my opinion. Sojourn overall, sick pick. Next up, Cassidy. He got a new perk, a new minor perk that I haven't seen anybody pick, honestly. Like, when he rolls, he moves a little bit faster, and you have to decide between that one or the double flashbang. I've seen everybody still pick the double flashbang, but I do have a theory that in case you play against like hyper dive, you could go with that one to increase your survivability, but might be outrange / outspam by a lot of heroes, and I feel like you have to be super precise with him to get a lot of value. Next up, we have Sim. This is again specific for like champion lobbies and stuff. I do think that a good Sim player, everybody teamed up, you 3-2-1 TP somewhere, good. The turrets are going to be annoying. You can survive against a lot of the heroes. The ultimate should win you almost every team fight. You have decent spam. You can get some nice kills. Sim overall is an okay pick. Next up, we have Bastion. Insane amount of damage. Bro only has one big major weakness, which is you can just kite the target for it. Apart from that, he just does a lot of damage, has a lot of HP, is still a good combo with Cat Bastion, which still works, by the way. In case like you want a more tanky-ish hit scan that wants to melt tanks, then Bastion's your pick. The next two heroes are a little bit of a hot take from me. I'm putting Mei higher up. Mei higher up because you're going to be seeing that the heroes that I played from the tank category, that the range is pretty close-ish and stuff. And I do think that a lot of people still kind of like sleep on Mei. On close corridor maps like King's Row or Neon Junction, she's annoying. The reality is that Mei is super annoying to play against. She has no range fall off from the icicle. She has insane survivability. And speaking of insane survivability, if you get spammed by a Freya or like by anybody else, instead of waiting for your teammates to heal you up, you can just use the shift, the ice block on yourself, you heal yourself up, and your ultimate gets charged as well. Alright, next up we have Echo. I'm putting Echo here because Echo got like some changes to her perks. The big one, my opinion, apart from the obviously the minor one that gives you infinite ammo when you're using your flight, is the one that extends the range of your beam. She moves really fast right now. She can live a lot of poke. Like, I don't know how Freya's gonna be landing shots on an Echo and stuff. Can spam a lot of players out, but the beam thingy, when players are low HP, you can just bzzz, longer distances than before. Next up, we have Reaper. Reaper is usually picked in case you don't want to play Bastion, and you need a ton of damage from your DPSs, and you want your DPS to be kind of tanky, and you don't want to shoot medium to long range. You just want to shoot a tank. So if you play Reaper, bro, just go in, shoot the Mauga. He's still annoying. I think that he's still a good pick overall. Next up, we have Pharah. I think that Pharah is good. I thought that she was good in Season 3 as well. It's just that sometimes right now, I feel like a lot of spam can't quite go through. And you're better off. The fire rate that Freya has is way different than the fire rate that Pharah has. Not to mention the fact that she has a pretty fast counter by players in higher tiers. Like if they see a Pharah, they instantly go Cat Bastion and shoot Pharah down and you can't play her. This is why I feel like she kind of like fell out of flavor. Next up, we have Genji. Genji got a buff. His ultimate, you farm it a little bit faster than before. It's cheaper. I think he's overall an okay pick. Good at punishing low HP targets. And right now, as you can see, playing with a Freya spam or maybe a Sojourn that lands a good railgun shot from a long distance or a Xion that sees a low HP target. Genji's good if he goes in and goes out. Make sure that whenever you go in, you get a kill, but wait for your teammates to contribute before you go for an isolated target. I would say do not open up when they have full HP because you're probably not going to get that much value. Surprisingly, honestly, I think that Emre is better than before. Emre is one of the heroes that can like handle Freya pretty good, can also shoot a cat pretty well in the sky. Has a good combo with Ana, for instance. On a lot of maps, the combo is still super good. The Nano Ezia Tuhua combo that we have. If you don't want to play Soj, you don't want to play Cassidy, then I think Emre, or a tanky hit scan, then I think you can just pull out the Emre, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Next up, only if you main them, if your team has a plan around you. You can play Vendetta, but you need to have a reason to play Vendetta. I feel like you can't pick Vendetta and be like, oh, I'm going to play Vendetta at this map no matter what. You'll see that you'll suffer. You're probably going to be finishing the game with 5 eliminations, 20 deaths, and you might need to swap away from the hero. So keep that in mind, Vendetta mains. It's a little bit rough right now with how much spam you have. You need at least one teammate to buddy up with. So if you're a duo, then yeah, you can get value out of Ven. Next up, a bit of a hot take here. Venture. They are one of the very few heroes in the game that can avoid poke before the fight begins. I think that Venture, they're like such free elo for a lot of players. Go on the ground, dig, drill to them, and then go and fight them. That's it. And you don't get poked. You start a fight with a lot of HP. How many times in Season 4 have you started the fight with less than 50% of your HP from the poke? Well, Venture can completely avoid that. Alright, next up, we have Sierra. I do know that Sierra is a bit of a problem in other ratings. Because of that, I'm still gonna put Sierra over here, especially with how tanky everybody is. I think it's super easy to just like land your tracking shot, shoot them, and then you have your ultimate, and it's annoying, and they do a lot of damage, and they throw like the grenades in, and they can escape with the drone and stuff like that. But again, like the more you climb, the more you'll see that the second the tracking dart is out, you hide and you go fight her, and then you're better off playing other heroes. If you're good at this hero, you can still get value out of them. Next up, all 3 of them are going to be putting them in the same kind of category as the kind of like the snipers. You know, you have Ashe, you have Hanzo, you have Widowmaker. Ashe for like maps like Route 66, medium range maps, I would say, can get value out of a lot of value out of TNT if people are grouped up. Make sure that the enemies can dive you that easily, can get a lot of value out of the Bobby. Also, you can look in heroes like Hanzo if you want to look for like some nice early opening picks. Hanzo is usually preferred right now in maps where players are playing in corridors. You know, maps like King's Row, for instance. You know, like tight-ish spots. And Widowmaker on long-range maps like Havana, Junkertown still remains like a staple in the meta. Of course, she's a sniper. But overall, even if you want to pick these heroes, unless you main them and you're really confident in them, you're better off, my opinion, just playing any of the other DPSs that I said a little bit earlier. Next up, we have Torbjorn. If you don't know what to play against Jetpack Cat, play Torbjorn. The Torbjorn turret is so annoying for Cat because a lot of Torbjorn players place the turret at a distance longer than Jetpack Cat's primary fire. So Cat can't destroy the turret. So it's so annoying to deal against a good Torbjorn that places the turret just to counter the Cat. Because of that, I'm putting him over here. I think he's okay. He's good, but you need to know how to play versus Jetpack Cat. And of course, he's good against flankers. He's good at surviving. But if your idea is to like shut down the Cat, or you don't feel like you can get value out of other heroes, then I think Torbjorn's an okay pick. Speaking of okay picks, I'm gonna have to put Anaran here. I think that Anaran has potential still. I think she's a pretty hard hero, and the lack of range is kind of what's holding her back. But also, my opinion, if we want an Anaran meta in the future, she does need a little bit of extra damage. Now, the problem is that playing against an Anaran is stressful. It's really stressful. I'm on fire nonstop. I see burning effects. I hear screams nonstop. Like, I don't even want to imagine how it would feel like to play Freya versus Freya and Anaran. Like, nonstop, I would have to heal bot. If you feel like your team is 3-1 going them, you can look at Anaran. Next up, we have Soldier 76, who I would say is just, if you want the DPS and you don't want what DPS to play and you just want to do some damage and stuff, play Soldier 76. I don't think he brings anything to the team better than any other hero in the game. Next up, we have Sombra. Yeah, I don't know when you pick Sombra, other than just to like hack Ball or Doomfist and just completely nullify their kit for a little bit. She desperately needs a rework. We don't have any news as to when is it coming, what's happening with Sombra and stuff. And I do think that she's annoying overall in a lot of ratings probably, but you're better off playing heroes like Anran maybe if you want to be annoying, or Tracer or Xian or whatever in spawn camp rather than looking in Sombra. I don't think that she brings that much to the team. And lastly, Junkrat. F tier for Junkrat, because Junkrat, although he does a lot of damage and stuff, reality is same problem-ish like Wuyang has. Junkrat is my kryptonite, because if I see a Junkrat, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna go Cat or Juno and stay in the skies. And unless my Junkrat has a PhD in physics or I don't know, something, bro, that he understands the trajectory in the universe, communicates with him, and he has the harness to understand how to control the trajectory of the grenades and his mines and stuff like that, then I should be good. Junkrat not that good right now, unless you're one of the Junkrat goats and have spent hundreds of hours mastering exactly how you can pull off combos. Okay, and lastly, tanks. Like, I was surprised by how many tanks I've put in S tier. First off, we have Mauga. He's still S tier. I think he's insane. I think Mauga does a lot of damage, absolutely counters, destroys tanks like Demon, for instance. Super good, super good. Works with a lot of supports. Maybe bro doesn't have vertical mobility, you know? Well, I have a jetpack, yeah, that can just put me on high ground. Insane hero. I think that Mauga is insane hero. I don't even know what's the issue with him. I think maybe he does too much damage. If you want to play more tactical though, you can look in Sig. Sig is a good counter versus Mauga, specifically in this, because like you can just deny a lot of the damage with your and with the shield. And overall, Sig is good, you know, decent pick, good damage, but I do think that a good Sigma can get value out of the hero in a lot of lobbies, and it just depends on how good you are on the hero. If you want to play a little bit faster though, and go in and start brawling, like heroes versus heroes like Sigma, for instance, and you don't want to go charging into them and start shooting, then you can just play Ramatra. Ramatra is a good hero overall. I think his kit is amazing. It just depends on the map and depends on like how big of a distance the enemies can make between you and them, because if the enemies want to brawl you, they need to have strong brawlers. If the enemies want to run away from you, then they can run away from you. Next up, we have Zarya. I think that Zarya is still one of the most banned and picked tanks across all ratings, and I think that she's super good to get value out of, not by self-bubbling herself, but by enabling your DPSs or even supports, honestly, to go in and be hyper-aggressive. So, of course, you can bubble Vendetta in, you can bubble Reaper in, you can bubble Tracer, you can bubble Xian, you can bubble Mizuki that goes for a chain, bro. You have so many options, and in case the enemies want to go for you and melt you, I do think that you need to be really mindful about your positioning if you play Zarya. Speaking of good on the hero and get a lot of value, I'm going to put D.Va here. D.Va's a little bit different than the other tanks, and I have a little bit of bias towards D.Va because I'm a Nana main, and I absolutely hate when she decides to dive me and eats my skill shots. I still think she's good if your team wants to 3-1 go in them, but she does need like some bans to fully get value out of her. Otherwise, she'll be countered not necessarily by the other tank, but by the other goals. Next up, we have solid tier. I'm putting Hazard over here. I think that Hazard is a good pick, especially for ranked. He's one of the hyper carry tanks, similar to how I put earlier Mizuki and Cat in roughly the same category, or Tracer or Xian. I think that if you just want to be complete lobby admin and finish with 50 kills, and you kind of need some help from the team, but not quite if you're the GOAT, Hazard is the pick for you. Thing is that Hazard excels at picking off isolated targets. He excels at splitting the battlefield, walling somebody off, isolating them and going for the duel. But you shoot a Hazard a lot before he goes in. You should be fine, especially breaking his armor. So for Hazard players, the more of a rat you are and the more armor you have before you engage, the better it's gonna be for you. Next up, we have Orisa. Orisa is overall I would say probably the most solid tank that works on almost every single map, almost every single team comp against almost every single tank. Of course, she has some bad matchups. I could see a Mauga going 0 and 10. I could never see an Orisa going 0 and 10. So I'm putting Orisa here because even though she seems like she doesn't do that much, realistically speaking, I think Orisa is probably the tank that I've seen feed the least. Next up, we have Wrecking Ball. You want to play Ball, then you have to have some hours on Ball. You know, you can't just pick Wrecking Ball and just expect to get insta value. I feel like with other heroes, if you start playing them, it's a little bit easier. But with Ball, probably you spend time doing some rollouts. You spend time doing some VOD reviews. You probably studied the hero. You probably watched some guides. You know where to attach the grappling hook. You know where to set up. You know what to do with stuff like that. So this is for the experienced Ball players. Not necessarily if you main them, but if you have like a lot of hours on them, they're like in your top 5 heroes. You can kind of play Ball because you like playing Ball. Next up, we have Reinhardt. Now, Reinhardt's win rate is pretty sick. I would have put Reinhardt a little bit higher up. The problem with Rein is that unfortunately, he does need a speed boost. Your life is so much easier if somebody just helps you close the distance to the enemies. It's a huge difference. Reinhardt overall has okay matchups versus a lot of these heroes. He wants to brawl and stuff, and if you're a good Rein main that's decisive with how you play, you'll be getting a lot of value. I think he's insane versus heroes like Mizuki, for instance. He's overall a good pick. A good pick. Next up, this is a little bit of a hot take, but I would put Domina higher up. I'd put Domina somewhere over here in solid tier. The one thing that teams have done though is that if you want to play with a Domina, you should ban Bastion. If you play Domina and you feel like I don't want to aim, then maybe don't lock her in. She does a lot of damage, especially against, remember like the squishy DPSs that we talked about a bit earlier, like a Tracer, a Freya, a Xion. Like if you land shots on these heroes, or maybe a Kiriko in the backline, you force a Suzu, you force a TP, it's amazing. Next up, we have Winston. Blizzard in Season 4 have kind of buffed Dive. I think that I saw a lot of brawl happening recently. They buffed Dive in my opinion. Winston is one of the heroes that has been struggling recently. They buffed his healing barrier, one of his perks. It does +5 healing if I'm not mistaken. Is this enough for him to make a comeback? No. At the end of the day, they can just go Bastion and you're probably going to be dying. But on the right maps, with the right bans, with the right team comps, you should be okay. If you want to play Winston, of course, you either need a Nana to help you go in and have like a teammate follow up on you, on your dives, or you just are probably going to get melted. So I would do recommend like looking in Winston if you have a plan. We have the new hero, Demon. Demon got a lot of changes, a lot of buffs since her release, trying to push her into the meta. Otherwise, I would have put her in the F tier. I'm putting her here. 2 reasons. One, I do feel like she has a lot of context. I don't know what stops you from going Mauga or even Orisa and shooting the shield and then shooting her and shoot her. Secondly, I don't know the perfect team comp for her. I do feel like Juno plus Demon is the beginning of a team comp. I feel like this hero needs a little bit more playtime before we figure out her playstyle exactly and how you can play her and stuff. Because right now I feel like she's harder than she looks to play. You know, I feel like a lot of us went, she has a sword, she has a shield, she shoots a little bit, okay, good, but she's a little bit more intricate. And usually when heroes are a little bit more intricate, we need some time to cook and get accustomed to the hero. And I would not be surprised if she would be placed higher up over here and actually be a good pick the more the weeks go by. Next up, we have Doomfist. Doomfist overall, okay pick, my opinion, if you're good on him. If you have a lot of hours, roughly same playstyle as Wrecking Ball, you know, like you annoy, you commit. But other than that, like if you just play him and expect to win the fights like this, it ain't happening. You're better off playing other heroes. So you have to have a more complicated plan than with other heroes, as in, guys, I'm 3-1 in going in and let me shoot him. Lastly, in the B category, Roadhog. He needs a lot of resources. He's just walking at you and stuff. I think that Demon is way more threatening than Hog is right now, because overall I think she's just better, in my opinion. More damage, more team player, more everything. And this is again for 5v5 and 66. I think Roadhog is way more annoying. But yeah, he's just a walking world battery. You do a lot of damage to him. If he lands the hook, you have a lot of ways of denying the hook or surviving the hook even. Every Hog main that I have bans Zen, bans Ana, some want to ban Kiriko, they want to ban that and that. It's too many things, bro. Too many things. And next up we have Queen, who got a buff a couple of weeks ago if I'm not mistaken, but still I have not seen a single Junker Queen in my ranked games. I don't know when you play her. She needs a lot of bans, a lot of good situations, a lot of the stars need to align for Queen to be actually viable in a game. in champion at least. So if you want to play Queen and get the value out of her, I do recommend doing the two following things. Number one, close corridor maps where you can't quite play with flyers, maps like New Junk City, and hopefully you win the points that I closed. And number two, you ban Kiriko. And that's about it. Please let me know in the comments what do you think about the tier list. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next YouTube video or on stream. Till next time, everyone 7 out.
Hey, I'm Olaf. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Meow.